One.
What's up, gang? Dead Girl here. I'm sitting here today with some fine gentlemen who are some Horror Nights alumni, I guess you would call it.
Yeah.
I've got a makeup artist with us. I've got some scare actors with us. So we're going to chit-chat and talk about our favorite things about Horror Nights. I'm going to start off with our man here.
Big Tim Knight.
What?
Big Tim Knight.
Big Tim Knight.
Big Tim Knight.
I've been with Universal for 14 years.
Damn.
Yeah, a little too long. What do you want to know? I mean,
We prepped for this.
I really didn't really prep. You guys
So,
prepped for this.
this is Tim. He's been with Universal for 14 years. And have you been scare acting the whole time?
Yes.
Okay,
In
awesome.
and out of Universal, basically.
Okay, very cool. And then next we have...
Hello, I'm Tanner Kaiser. I've been with Universal for 5 years, but I've been doing Horror Nights since 2016, so about 3 or 4 years now.
Okay, and then you scare actor?
I'm a scare actor, yes.
Awesome. And then lastly we have...
My name is Mike Quinn, and I've been with Universal Halloween Horror Nights since 2016, and I am the makeup artist that makes these guys look creepy as hell.
Thanks, Dad.
also known as Daddy.
Yeah.
Well,
Shut up.
You know. So I figured we would start off by talking about
God.
some of the things that we love about Horror Nights. Obviously, you guys keep coming back for more punishment, as some people call it.
Yeah.
So let's talk houses-wise. What are some of your favorite previous houses that
So
Universal has had?
So many. Tim.
Whoa.
It's like, throw me out there, the boss.
Throw me out there. I would say it's like picking out the children, but
it's true, though.
it's true. It's like picking children here. I would say Terror Mines would be my first.
Yes.
Terror back to 05.
2005.
And if you wanted to go really way back, would be Hellgate Prison, when the actual guys actually used to be more brutal and cuss at you and do everything else.
They would cuss at you?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
It was scarier back in
Yeah.
those times.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for, like, I love classic monsters and stuff. So obviously this year, Universal Monsters was just choice for me. But back in,
That was a good house, yeah.
back in 20, I don't want to get the year wrong. Was it 2014? House of Horrors, the black and white. Classic Monster House.
Yeah.
That was 13 or 14, I think.
Like, it was all strobe. All you could see was the strobe
Yeah.
lights around. I
like that one.
adored that house.
People bash that
Adored
one.
it.
I've seen people bash that one.
Why?
I don't know. It was a good house. I love the black and white
Oh,
concept.
when you got like the mummy, it's chilling crawling underground. I was like, this is so
But
cool.
I'm like, no, they're getting us closer to the actor. No.
Any good houses for you? Previous.
Scary or a fun one or what?
We'll go with scary first.
Scary?
Yeah, then we'll circle back to the
Okay.
fun houses.
Yeah.
Well, it's for me. God, there's so many. But
Oh, we know.
I think there's it's a tie. So this past year was the part 2 Nightingales house.
Oh, Blood Pit.
Blood Pit, because I loved the scenic design of the whole house. I love how accurate they got all the details as far as being in the Roman Empire period, and just the way they did the scares, especially that first one, swinging around the damn corner, it literally had me fall to the ground. JD, thank you for that one.
Yeah, I went through that house.
Push me
with,
first. Oh no!
Like, the Wolfman, the first scare, and the monsters, the bungee scare.
Oh, the bungee scare.
I
That's
love
what
a bungee scare.
I was not expecting.
Because you're
that
walking
one.
through, you look at all the statues, you're like, oh, where's the Wolfman statue? And I'm like,
And he just comes right around the corner. Yeah,
I was like, that's not fun. I don't like that.
And the other tie would have to be Scarecrow. That was was it last year or the year?
Was it 17?
17. Yeah,
That was
that. And this guy put me first.
Oh yeah.
We were just standing in line,
It's awesome.
and we're just talking. Right as we're getting ready to go into the ramp to get into the house, he taps me on the shoulder. I turn around and he pushes me. I'm like, "Use." And so he pushes me first, and the costuming and the theming was done so well that you couldn't tell actor from dummy. And
it was dark.
it was dark. Faces were popping out of everywhere, and they're just moving. I'm like, "Yeah, mother."
The one scene where it's like supposed to be like the birds are all around you.
Oh, so
yeah.
you're inside the silo.
Yeah.
And there was no characters in that room. I was waiting for somebody to pop out,
It was like raining.
but it was like raining.
I remember
But I'm
that
like,
room.
because it's when I go through a house, I'm like this the whole time, ready to punch somebody.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna punch somebody, but I don't know why. Whatever.
You're scared.
But
Very scared.
I'm just like I'm just waiting, turning my head side to side. I'm weird. Sorry.
It's okay. I'm gonna agree with Tim on this one. Terror Mines was definitely one of my scary ones, and oddly enough, one from last year, Graveyard Games.
Yes.
Yeah,
Graveyard was good.
Graveyard
The part is the one that
Great.
people
I
flock to.
I love the
Everybody-
detail on that house.
The detail was amazing. The scares in it were great when you
And
got them.
I actually like the storyline.
Yes.
for that as well.
It was a
And
very cool storyline.
the interactive thing, which I'm glad that they brought back because they kind of lost that in the past couple years. It was it was through Facebook messages, and you type in the word graveyard or something like that, and there's this whole interactive thing with like the two
teenagers. Yeah,
it was the two teenagers who broke into the graveyard, and this guy that they called Pappy or something like that, who was a curator of the graveyard or whoever that was.
Yeah.
But it was a whole interactive thing, so you got the backstory of the graveyard
cool.
and the protector of the whole graveyard,
Mother.
Mother.
and
Then you die at the end.
yeah.
I mean, it was cool, and the fact they had like all those texts on the wall on that projector, so you could read through them all. Because if you go during the day, you don't get to see any of that
can't
crap
see it.
at all.
So
you don't really
around,
know
like,
what's
on Monsters,
happening.
Around like
The projection mapping
5:30,
of
6
monsters.
o'clock
Yes.
when the sun starts to go down, and you can see.
That's the perfect time to hit those houses because you'll see all those.
The one hallway in Graveyard where it was like just like the whispers or the
Yeah.
noise canceling. I was like
the straight
dead.
black hallway.
Yeah, that was,
that room creeped me out because you could hear the voices, but you couldn't
There was
see
nobody.
a damn thing. I'm like,
cool
because you were waiting for someone to pop out, but I don't think there were any actors in that room. No,
it was empty, but it was that suspenseful moment of going through that hall that freaked you out.
dead.
You were dead. That was it.
You didn't live. You died.
That was a good one. All right, what about like your funnest
Ooh.
house? Not necessarily. It doesn't have to be scary. It
but
can
like
be
you
something
enjoyed
fun that you enjoyed. That you went and you were like, "This is great."
Okay.
That you just had fun with.
You know what? I'm gonna have to do a three-way tie. So,
three-way.
Everyone loves it.
Everybody loves it.
alright, so
Giggity.
just because I love this artist so much was Alice Cooper's "Welcome to My Nightmare." The first time going through it, I did get a good few scares out of it, but going through each house, I was listening for the different songs they were using through each room. I'm like, okay, that one's Poison. Okay, this one is Last Man on Earth. Okay, this one is Devil's Food.
Yeah.
So I was like picking out. I'm like, this house is amazing. And then and the more recent, then the other one from it wasn't last year, it was the year before, was Slaughter Cinema, and.
That's my favorite
but
house.
Not just because not just because that I worked that house for that particular year doing the makeup, and the actors were really cool. But just going through each
the scenes,
each of the scenes, and I loved how it was like a little mini version of like a house, like a house segment from if it was its own house. But I'm like, I love how they did each little each little thing. And some of the scares were good, but some of the scares were just goofy as hell, and I loved it. And then the other one was in Horror Nights 21. HR Blood and Guts. Oh, I love that house. So I think I got maybe 2 scares out of the whole house, but I just loved the entire house, and I loved all the different holidays that they use and how they twist the different holidays. It was just a really great house.
I loved Penn and Teller Nuke Las Vegas.
Yes.
Ooh,
That was
I
a good
forgot
one.
about that one. That one was good
Good old
too.
3D. Love it.
Oh yeah.
I'm agree with Mike for HR Blood and Guts. I adored that house. I thought it was amazing. Like going through each holiday, and you're like, that is a messed up Easter bunny because like the fangs were out to
the
here.
Feaster
Yeah.
Bunny.
The Feaster Bunny.
So going back to that house, the 2 scares in that house that got me was the Feaster Bunny and one of the leprechauns from the St. Patty's Day.
Yeah.
The creepy little leprechaun cave, and they just come out of nowhere. I'm like, you son of.
I remember walking through Arbor Day, and you were like, "Oh, this is fun." The guy
You're in like this like log cabin, and you have
Arbor Day.
these like lumberjack chicks chopping up a dude. I'm like, okay, I get the reverse on that. Okay, that's kind of cool. And you're being sprayed with the guy's blood as you see the giant wheel spinning in it through his chest.
And then, what year was it? I think it was 20, maybe.
What's the house?
It was a Zombiegeddon.
That was 20. I didn't go through that one.
Zombiegeddon, that was pretty funny. It was basically like you were like there was like a zombie task force type thing. And do you remember Zombiegeddon?
Yeah, they had a call.
Yeah, they had like collars on them. It was kind of like to keep it in control, but like it was really fun.
If it was green, they were good. If they were red, they were.
bad.
Yeah, it was a really fun kind of house.
So they actually stayed away from you if the
color was
Color
green.
was green, yeah.
You're
Really?
good. You were safe.
But
But
if
if
they
you
were
turn red, you
then,
basically
Now-
were done for.
I heard something
Okay.
about that house where towards the end of the house where like the float from the zombie scare zone crashed into the area where they were keeping the zombies, and some of the zombies were supposedly they
Yes.
came
Yeah,
out.
that was the zombie growl was like
Yes,
the, yeah.
zombie girl.
So that was
Didn't
Yeah.
one of the guys die, right? Yes, I believe so. One of the two guys who was part of like the
like
entrance-
actually died.
Yeah,
out?
the entrance video.
There was
for-
actually an actor.
wow.
It was
Yeah.
part of that. Actually
He-
passed
yeah.
away.
Oh,
He was
wow.
an older character.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well.
Shit. Okay. Well then.
that just got dark real
Well,
quick.
that just went a whole other area.
That was more of a. He had a health issue. That was
Okay.
Okay.
Nothing to do with that. It was
No, he didn't know.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
So, Timmy, what about you? Your funnest house?
Mine.
I would say Run.
Run. That's
Oh,
always
Run.
The
Run was a good
updated
house.
Run, not the back in I think it was 06. Not that Run.
the run
but-
from what year? What the maybe updated like
A couple years ago.
couple years ago. Yeah.
That was good. I like that. It felt like the horror version of the Hunger Games. Almost.
Yeah, basically. Then I would have to go back in the old school ways. Hell's Kitchen.
I remember that one.
Michael Oher wasn't actually in that house. He was in
Was
a,
he?
Was he really?
Yes. He was actually in a little
I remember.
dryer. He was on a dryer.
I remember reading about that. The theme was like a hotel almost, and then we walk into the demented kitchen or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so I missed that one.
That was back in the days.
Okay.
The old schools.
For me, it was Slaughter Cinema.
Slaughters.
All right, I got
so
three.
good.
Slaughter Cinema because it's oh my god, from like the trailers on the outside again during
Oh,
the
I
night.
love the
All
trailer.
the trailers,
Yes.
Shitty's Kids.
Shitty's Kids, yeah.
It was my
That was,
favorite.
that was Charles Gray, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Charles Gray and Blake's.
Like yeah.
Yeah.
I ended up buying one of the customizable shirts.
Oh,
that they
yeah?
did.
Did you really?
Oh yeah, it was Cult of the Beast Baby.
Yeah. That
Oh,
was a
yeah.
scene, man.
That whole scene. So that whole house had me. Like the minute I walked in, I was like, I was totally in love even before I walked in the house. I wish they would do a part 2 to it. So it was that one. Last year, Killer Clowns.
Oh yeah.
Because it was fun and all the interactive things you could push and
I
do.
love Killer Clowns, yeah.
And I
Clownzilla.
danced through like the whole
Oh,
house.
at the end, I was
Like the whole I was
yeah.
like dancing out.
To the killer
Oh yeah.
That's
The
terrible.
song was in my head for weeks after. So that was probably one of my all-time favorite ones.
And that's something else that I noticed that the Horror Nights says. If they're not sure how a house is going to work out, they'll test it as a scare zone
Yep.
first, and then if it does really well, they'll bring it back next year for a house.
Unpopular opinion. Trick or Treat
Oh.
was an amazing scare zone. I hated the house.
It wasn't the best house that year.
No.
And I haven't worked in the zone that did that house that year. Really cool scare actors. I went to the house.
It was very lackluster. The house was. It
Yeah.
felt very empty in some areas, like
Mhm.
too empty. Like there weren't
Yeah.
enough characters.
like
in
especially in the moat scene with the school bus.
Yeah.
There was only 2 characters in that whole area. Like
And
there was a whole school bus full of kids, and you only have 2. Yeah,
it. And the werewolf was great. I love the werewolf.
yeah.
In
the
that
wolf.
section, too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a house.
Yeah.
From London. I forgot that house.
That house
That's
was
the house.
amazing.
I told that yeah.
See,
oh man.
I
went-
did a behind the scenes tour that year.
Yeah, we did too. Yeah.
That, oh my god, that
And
house.
I'm so glad they did it a second time, because the first time I went through it, my fiance, who I wasn't dating at the time, she never got a chance to go that year. So I'm glad they brought it back a second time, and I brought her
But they
through it.
reversed it and made it bigger
Really?
for that second time.
But she loved it.
Oh, it was
It's one of my favorite horror movies. That house was like, oh my god, I'm loving this.
Like
so
I
much.
felt, because I had seen the movie, and then like they, because I believe they actually got with John Landis and actually
Yep.
worked
Oh, yeah.
with him on
Yeah.
designing the house.
Oh yeah.
Like
and
that-
the cracking when he starts into that wolf transformation,
Ooh,
he
yeah.
walks and you hear
Like,
the bones cracking.
That first
Oh.
scene after the slaughtered lamb bar when you're in the moors,
Yes.
when the wolf first shows up, I literally almost
Ooh.
dropped. I was like, Jesus Christ, that thing is massive.
Because
It's huge.
Because he's like shaking, but he's like behind a screen or something like that. But those strobes go, and he's moving so much more. My son of a.
yeah,
That house was phenomenal.
It was-
I would
Yeah,
say
it's-
the subway would have been the more
subway.
terrifying one.
Ooh,
Yeah, the subway
you're,
was, yeah.
you're not expecting him to jump out of the wall right there.
Yeah, there was a lot
Yeah.
that was awesome. All right, so now other questions. You're gonna have a different question than you guys will.
Okay.
Throughout working the event, what's been your favorite character that you've gotten to play?
Well, I got 2, but
go ahead, Tim.
Wait.
You work. Wait.
It's okay.
You've been
though.
working since 2016. You play more than 2 characters, right? Or
no.
wait, really?
Yeah,
He's only done 2.
Oh, that's right.
That's it?
yeah,
That's right. Yeah, I forgot about
I got
that.
I got Gimp for 2 years. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I forgot about that. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
God damn.
All right.
Well,
this is a mostly Tim question then.
No, so out of the two characters.
Out of the two characters.
I'll go with Smiley.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my first year, I'm talking.
Sorry.
Yes, my first year is when I met him. And my first year, I was in the Chance and Hell Scare Zone. We were Shady Brook inmates, and I had my scrubs, super comfortable. But then they gave me a Joker mask without like the makeup on.
It was
skin.
Like the smile came up to like about here.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, so I'm not okay. This is all right. And they were like, they were all like, Kelly, and so they were all like, you guys are crazy. They make up, something for yourself. I was like,
you and Justin
noted. And then so I
Justin
named myself Smiley. I was like, my character was like, I was playful and I could act like a child, but I would still slit your throat. I would still kill you. And literally, I became like the nuisance of the zone. I was like the child, and people
it was great.
I was so little kids would come through like frequent, and they'd be like Smiley, and be like, what's up, dude? I would hang out with these kids. But that was probably out of the two roles my favorite role because I just got to do kind of whatever. Like one night I was like the T-Rex from Jurassic Park. And I walked through the street just doing it. and then
Ricky the Rhino.
Ricky the Rhino.
I remember Ricky the Rhino, yes.
And then I was the T-Rex, and then
oh my God.
Megan was one of our chances. She was going, Shooter! Shooter!
And then another
on
one,
stage.
it was him and Justin, who was also in the zone with him, his character, Noodles. And they were doing some boat paddle thing because they were doing
have you seen
Chance Theater or something like that.
Have you seen
paddling.
Fantasmic at Hollywood Studios?
No, I have not seen it yet.
It's like a big. But we did a show called Shamtasmic. So we in the street we acted out like the whole show in our own version. We called it Shamtasmic.
Right in front of Chance's stage too.
It was so funny. But yeah, I got to Chance or Megan Chance would make us act out like plays and stuff for her, like Little Red Riding Hood or like Goldilocks and City Bear. It was just really funny to do.
I think that was my because on the artist side you get breaks and stuff, so you're allowed to go into the zone, and I'm like. I think that was my favorite zone, just to walk through and just sit and just watch everybody because they kind of have free reign to do. Mm-hmm. Well, certain zones you have free reign to do what you want, but there's certain ones you have to stick to a certain character. They can do whatever they wanted. It was
like our friend Sean his name was Julius.
And
he would mime.
He had the glove crown.
He would mime going to the bathroom in the middle of the street.
Really?
Oh yeah. He would stand up, act like he had a mat. He'd put it on the ground like that, and then he would sit there and look around and just go. Like that. He'd sit there. And he would, for a minute, he'd sit there and go, like that.
Oh,
and then he would wipe himself and go up to someone and be like this.
Oh, was that why he had that?
That's why he had the, yes.
That's why, so was it like clay or what the hell was that?
It was like chocolate he had in this.
Oh.
So yeah, he actually had a little what looked like poo, but it was like a little chocolate in his hand.
And he'd go up to people and Megan was like, ate it! He's offering you a gift! That's awesome. That's one of my
oh my God,
that's fun. That's pretty good.
Amazing.
Okay,
what do you guys
14 years.
14.
Under the vet.
I would say John Carpenter's thing. I was in it's actually the soldier when you first enter in the bay, because you have Kurt Russell and you have the black guy's name. I don't know his name off the bat.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
But basically, they're stored in there, and you're fighting off this alien like he's doing right now. You get a shotgun, and it's a real shotgun, but it's barreled down, and you have to act like you're shooting the alien, and you get this alien that pulls you from the back.
Oh, jeez.
And you see this blood goes against the wall.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
The second one it would be two more.
Wow.
But Grandma Giggles.
Giggles! I loved Giggles!
The chainsaw clown?
She was so fun. Grandma Giggles, baby!
And I would say 25 at the chainsaw. Bippo came.
Bippo.
Bippo yeah.
Giggles, she was fun.
And Bippo and Grandma Giggles kind of mashed up the last week of the run.
Because that 2017 was we called it the massacre because they didn't hire it was all new people basically.
Oh yeah.
They just hired everyone new, and I was like,
oh, that's right. They got rid of all the vets. Didn't they?
Were like that.
Yeah.
They kept maybe a couple, but they got rid of all the vets and hired a bunch of new people.
They had 2 or 3 of them. Yeah. It was
but every year it gets better and better.
But I would go that year, and I would always, because I knew 10,000 people in his area. And I'd sit in Springfield area and just watch them do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be on my phone on the bench. I would just feel on the chainsaw, and they'd be like hitting going. I'm like, oh my god!
And see, that's the thing with Tim. If he knows you, he'll come up to you and he'll shove the chainsaw on your back.
I wouldn't do that.
Or he'll shove it between your legs.
There you go. Get this man in trouble.
No.
To get your attention.
He'll like rub it. Well, if it's like me or Tanner, like he'll rub it against your leg.
You'll feel the heat.
You'll
feel that warmth, not the actual.
No. You'll feel the warmth. Well, like I'd be walking through Nightingales, I'd be like, "Hey, Grandma," I'm like, "Hey, bud," I'd be like, "There it is, hey, Grandma." Yeah,
that's awesome. What about from the paint perspective? What's some of your favorite makeups that you got to do?
Well, from this past year, I was part of the team that worked on the Zombieland and Rob Zombie Scarezones.
Oh, nice.
And with Rob Zombie, we kind of had a certain look that we had to go for, but we could also Google Rob Zombie makeups from their show because they wear specific types of makeups.
Yeah.
But as far as Zombieland, we kind of had free reign to do what we wanted, as long as it looked like a viral, newly infected zombie. So their skin had to be kind of red, pinky, blotchy, and they had to have boils, and the blood, they had to have some blood, like black blood, coming out of their eyes, and like it just dripping out of their mouth. But there was like a couple certain actors that needed a specific makeup with like prosthetics and stuff. So we sent them down to the other end of the tent. That was the clown zombie. That was Roommate 406, Amber Heard, that character. And then there was a couple other ones, but majority of the zombies we kind of had free reign on what the viral infection looked like on them. So we could do like all their arms, you could do just their head if it was just their head exposed, their hands, whatever. So I think so that was one where I think we could get the most creative with it, and that one and with Tanner Scarezones back in 2016 because I was a part of the team that did their makeup as well.
Oh, okay.
And he liked coming to my chair for some reason. I don't know why. But so with him, since his character was Smiley, I would give him cuts and everything like that. But also you
got like a little smiley.
We made it a plan to have a different sort of image every night.
Well, so it was always a little smiley face, and I'm like really good with the cuts with the airbrush. So I made it look like he cut a little smiley face into his wrist, and I would do cuts all over his arm, but I would write different sayings on his arm. It would be like one chance or
Mondays,
Grr Mondays, and then it was just a bunch of different funny stuff.
Like, ha ha ha. Going
Yeah.
And stuff.
Well,
I had tic tac toe.
Yeah. It was like sometimes I would do the ha 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 with the smiley face, but then I did this, and I think I did the tic tac toe with the smiley face one.
Yeah. It was fun.
But that's another one because a lot of them really ended up being clown makeups because you can only go so far with a chance looking makeup because our direction for the makeups was okay, so they're Chance followers or they're minions of Chance, so they have to look like Chance. So white face and like just diamonds on the eyes.
They always look good though.
Yeah, but so we kind of got bored of that, so we kind of just gravitated more towards clown makeups, and our lead was fine with that for a bit, and then she's like, no, bring it back to more chance-ish.
You got too clowny.
But in a sense, for that Scarezones, we kind of had free reign with what we wanted.
The one night you put Grr Mondays on my arm, Stacia was like,
no.
I was like, come on.
Well, at least she didn't make me take it off. I think well, when the hurricane hit, that one I had to take off because it was a Hurricane Matthew, so it didn't affect us as much. So me and him came up and they're like, "What hurricane?" And then one of the leads saw it. One of your street leads saw it, and they got the joke and like that's funny, but do something different.
But it's nice that you guys have certain freedoms like that to be able to do things. So you can let that creativity out a little bit.
But even if we do have a certain style of makeup to go for, it's still fun to put that look on the actor too.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. So then I also wanted to get into icons.
Ooh.
What is your favorite icon from Horror Nights?
Mike Aiello.
Listen. Mike Aiello, yes, is his own icon.
In his own right.
In his own right.
Yeah,
true. In his own way.
That's true.
But I mean, as far as Tanner wins. So I'll start this one off. What do you guys think about it? I see the wheels turning.
Okay.
My personal is the Terror Queen.
Okay.
I loved her look. I loved her zone. I thought she was phenomenal.
What was that, Jake?
The motorcycle.
The motorcycle was badass.
Yeah, those
So
motorcycles were insane.
there was a whole lot of stuff about her that was amazing. I really do hope that they bring her back.
Mhm.
She was badass. If you don't know who she is, you're not familiar with her, get on
Shame.
the YouTubes. First of all, shame on you. Secondly,
Know the lore.
get on YouTube.
Hashtag bring back
Check her out.
Google it,
Hashtag bring
YouTube,
back the
it's
Terror
there.
Queen. She's there. She's amazing. Everything about her was amazing. She was just all the sacrifices, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Make it bloody again.
Make it
Tim?
fun again.
Make it fun again.
I have to go with Eddie.
Yeah.
I have to go with Eddie because
Okay.
he had the chainsaw.
JD looks so sad over there. He's like, yeah, go Eddie.
Bring Eddie out.
Bring Eddie.
Bring Eddie back. Yeah.
Oh, for those that don't know much about Eddie,
He was a 9/11 baby. It broke apart, basically.
Jack's
He's Jack's insane brother.
Yep.
And he was born in the asylum that Jack was into, or no?
He had a.
Or was he also a part of Dr. Oddfellow's carnival?
He's part of that. But
Okay.
he got it.
Did you notice how a little side because of that in Body Collector's Recollections, the babies? Did you notice that? They
Yes.
were Jack and Eddie. I was like,
No way! What?
yeah, when you're going through the little babies in the crate, it's Jack and Eddie. I was like, oh my gosh.
That's awesome! Oh my god. Okay. So.
Eddie.
Oh, so.
So, I do love Jack, but everyone loves Jack. But I will say my favorite is probably the Usher.
yeah.
I love Julian Browning. I love the story of it. 09 was one of my favorite years, just because the story was. I thought the story was so cool, and I don't know. Like I loved Silver Screams, that house that year.
That was a good
Like
house.
My
Yeah.
Bloody Valentine, Strangers, going through all that,
Mhm.
and then like the whole
Shaun of the Dead.
like the front of the park, like with like the ticket booth and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And like
That
the,
was
like the
cool.
video they had, I think he's so cool.
That was still back when they would put out these big grand
Yeah.
entrances in front of the park. I
Yeah.
wish I wish they would bring that back.
I
And
do too.
my icon, I was gonna say the same thing. Just as I
Usher?
love
Yeah.
Usher, I love the backstory and the websites helped out a lot with that.
Yeah.
Learning all the backstories because he was this usher of the Universal Palace Theater.
Good evening,
And he thought that you're in the theater and the theater commands the great respect if you're there to see the film, and these kids just come and steal his flashlight, his torch, and he thought that represented authority in the theater, and they threw it through the screen when the Phantom of the Opera was playing, and he went to get it back, but he tripped over the drop lines because the theater used to be an old opera house. And he hung himself on accident, and now his ghost haunts the theater. It's such a cool, intricate backstory, and it's just I love the backstories, but his especially.
I just think like his aesthetic and stuff. I don't know. I just like it. It's cool. It's different.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, like Jack the Clown's cool, but he's all like scary in your face. Julian Browning, he's like creepy.
And then like going off of 20 Years of Fear, like Jack was chaos and the director was sacrifice, and then Julian's was vengeance. I was like, oh, that's just cool.
Yes.
That's yeah. Usher for me, yeah, and him, I guess.
So if you could bring back, so that would bring me to this one. If you could bring back any of the icons, doesn't have to be your favorite. It can be any of them for this year, for 2020. Who would you bring back for icon?
Honestly, the Terror Queen, I think, because her lore is she's supposed to return every 15 years, and
It's time.
She's like, I swear to God,
it's time. It's time to bring her back.
It's Bruce Buffer. It's time.
But she was the icon of Horror Nights 15,
Yep.
and it's now the next 15 years later. So I'm pretty sure they're not going to do it over at Islands, but it would work really
If they
well.
go both parks again.
Oh, it would be crazy. It would be chaos, but it would work.
It would
But
work.
she needs to make a comeback.
I agree. I fully agree. I've been screaming this since like last year to bring her back this year.
Timmy, who would you want back?
I would say the Usher
Timmy.
and the director.
Do like a co kind of year with Usher and director.
That would be cool.
Oh,
Basically, if
yeah.
you have
Really
the
cool if you tag teamed them.
Have them both come back.
Basically,
Yeah.
you have
Oh my
the
God.
director making the movies, and you have the
Ushers.
Usher on them in.
Wow, that was
It's like,
good.
hey, come see these movies.
Yeah.
I would say the Usher as well. But maybe also, I would like to see Cindy get a year. I want to see it happen.
Now, who is Cindy for those of you that are not familiar? Because I'm
So,
sure not a lot of people
shame
are
on you.
familiar with her.
Cindy is the daughter of Albert, the caretaker. Sorry,
Okay.
Dr.
Yeah.
Albert Kane.
Albert Kane. Yeah, and I like in. They've been showing like in the big auditorium, like the lines when you're like the auditorium, like for Ghostbusters on the screens. They've shown like the concept art for what Cindy's year was supposed to be with like the tree and stuff.
Yeah.
It was like all burning out. Well, what?
A Horror Nights.
A Horror Nights Tree, yeah. And ashes to ashes and stuff. I thought it was so cool. I love that
I love that she got her own house in was it 2010
orphanage.
Yeah.
Ashes to ashes.
Yeah. 2010 was good. Hades terrified me.
Ooh, Hades was a good house. I forgot about that.
That was no giant cyclops coming at you, and then mirrors. You're like,
Oh, I thought
okay.
I saw the Medusa head, but it was a dummy, but behind a mirror. But it was a trick mirror, so I thought she was going to come around the corner. But no, but that was a good house though.
Yeah.
Now, here's my next one. Again, 2020. If you had a dream house, what would your dream house be for 2020?
Gizmo.
Oh, Gremlins.
Gremlins.
Hell
Gremlins,
yeah!
that'd be fun, not gonna
Gremlins
lie.
would be fun.
It wouldn't be the scariest house.
JD, for those
Wait,
of you
I
that
got this
can't
for
see,
JD.
JD behind camera is doing this right now.
JD Kaka.
JD's just shaking
I would
his head.
I would love
We've
to see
seen
Gremlins
Freddy.
house.
We've seen Jason.
We've seen Leatherface.
Seen
Yeah,
Leatherface.
Although I do love the
Pinhead,
Texas.
I would love to see, but
They were supposed to do in I think it was 2014, but they changed it to Purge Scream. They're supposed to have a Scream
Oh
house.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
I think that'd be pretty
Scream
good.
Scream would have been a good house.
Gremlins.
Gremlins.
but they wanted the TV show. They didn't want the actual movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
true. Yeah, that's right.
But like, if you're going through the Purge house, if you notice, they still left the popcorn on the stove, like from Scream.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's okay, great.
Gremlins would have been good.
That would have been so
Grem-
good.
I would like to see Gremlins in the house.
Just got one that's like.
And a lot of
You
people,
got the flashing
a
on.
lot of
Like,
people, a lot of people want to see 13 Ghosts.
yes,
Yeah,
That would
you
be
know what?
an
13
awesome
Ghosts, yes.
house.
13
Yeah.
ghosts, baby.
Because they don't go into too much detail on the backstory in the movie. They kind of do a little bit, but you can look up all the ghost backstories. It would make a good house, a very good house, because there's scenes in the movie where you're walking through their jail cell chambers, I'll say,
Yeah.
and you can see them in the fog or whatever, and you can see them come up to the glass real quick. If you're wearing those glasses, that would be the scariest like room in the house if they did that.
Is
So
that your dream house? Or no?
yeah, 13 Ghosts.
Okay.
Yeah.
In Dream House. That would be a good one.
Would you do like 13 rooms and do like the actual glasses that you have to wear?
Yeah.
Oh,
God.
that would be.
I like
That'd be
that.
fun.
So
or
like
just do it like
kind of like in the movie, like where the machine moves and rotates, opening another door because that's how the ghosts keep on getting out.
Oh,
So
yeah.
like each room.
Slide up or down.
Yes. Oh my God.
Do a change of lights in the room. When it's one color in the room, you can't see the ghost, but once the light changes to the
Yeah.
other color,
Then they come
they're
out
in the room with you.
That,
like Cabin in
yes.
the Woods, basically.
Cabin
They
in the
have
Woods, that
these-
was-
Yeah,
Pretty
they
tough,
kind of
yeah.
did
That
that.
was a good
Yeah.
one.
I was the witch in that house.
Were you really?
Oh yeah, you were. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you were.
That's
The elevator
awesome.
scene.
Yeah,
That was my favorite scene
it
in
was a
the
good
house.
scene.
That was great.
The clown
I
on the
don't-
other side.
I don't know if I specifically have a dream house because like most of the things that I do love have already been put out there.
Made into a house.
Like
I never thought Ghostbusters would be made into a
That was
house.
so good.
They did it last year. I'm like, I love this house.
Well for London, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
They've done that, and then all the classic monsters we
Mhm.
covered on that. I'm like, I don't know what else. Like
Jurassic Park was JP Extinction a couple years ago, and
yeah.
that was
the
kind of like
Raptors and Lions.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park meets horror. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's a house.
I don't think right now. I don't know how many specifics right now for a dream house. I feel really upset by that. I feel like I should.
Well, I mean, I guess all the things that you wanted to see as a house have already been a house.
I know that's the thing. I'm like, so far nothing like new that's come out. I've been like, oh wait, I got it. I mean, Warner Brothers has already done this at their studio, but I would
Ooh,
love.
Would you want
Yeah.
new it or classic it? Tim Curry it
Or maybe
Bill Skarsgård?
I just
could it be a mix of both? Maybe.
well,
That would mess.
I
up.
feel.
Yeah,
I
that would.
feel
That
like,
true,
would
yeah.
I
solve
feel
a
like
whole
I
lot
feel
of
like
stuff.
Bill it just how the
Skarsgård,
Skarsgård would be
the way that he
more-
plays, the way that he plays Pennywise, like Tim Curry did a great job, but Bill Skarsgård, he
the
just
eyes.
Yeah.
brings
But like,
he brings a whole new
Yeah.
level
No,
of
they
creepiness
didn't.
to it.
Well, I feel like if you like just from the newer it's if you had a scene in that house, you're in the sewer and you just see the red balloons floating.
Ooh, you know he's coming. Nope, no.
You're sort of walking down.
That would be like a projection,
like Pepper's
on,
Ghost kind of thing.
Pepper's Ghost thing, and it would just go away, and then you just pop out.
And then
nowhere.
you see Penny go,
I'd
be like,
and the effect, just like you said, it would be Pepper's Ghost, and it would be complete black behind it.
Oh, man.
So, and he would the balloon would pop, and he should be right there. I'm like, nope, I'm out. Nope.
I think it'd be really, but again, Warner Brothers has done that at their soundstage, so like their houses. But I'm like,
we should do it here.
A little rights, a little bit of rights. Conjuring would be good too.
Conjuring. Hive was supposed to be Conjuring.
What? Yeah.
Hive was supposed to be Conjuring, but like the contract fell through somehow,
of course it did.
And they had to come up with something. But
I
Hive was supposed to be
was
Conjuring,
good.
yeah. But Hive was a good house though.
Conjuring would be good. I do want to see a Hellraiser house.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I
that
would
would be
like to see
scary.
The one thing I would love to
as
see
hell.
if Universal could ever do it would be like a very classic, old, silent movie with black and white.
Oh.
Ooh, that'd be
Do
pretty.
like a Day of the Dead, like classic and white. Black and white.
Okay.
Well,
That
that
would be
House
cool.
of House of Horrors was
But
mine.
House of Horrors was kind of more dark, classic white. They didn't do the actual classic white.
So like all the actual makeups would be like black and white. Tones.
Even the clothes. Even
Okay,
that
because
would be
because
cool.
when they did the House of Horrors, it was all in like glow paint, and it had that black and white effect, but it wasn't,
Because body collectors were silent, very silent.
That's
house.
right. They didn't.
You
But they
guys,
had-
you guys
they had
are
music,
silent,
but-
yeah.
But still, like a
It's
quiet
The
place.
occasional
Like
spine
Quiet
rip.
Place
Yeah.
would be
Or
a
it's
perfect
just-
house.
Quiet Place would be just
Yeah.
eerie, man.
Ooh, yeah.
That'd be
Because
really
you would
eerie.
all you would have for that would be like ambiance music, and because like
Ooh.
nobody.
Plus
You don't
have to
even
watch
need
your
the
step.
ambiance.
No, you don't need
Just
to.
silence.
No, ambiance, just yeah.
Well, so
Just
it would
silence.
just be like just little sound effects here and there, and then when the
like
characters.
a twig snaps every now and
Yes.
then. And just comes out at you.
I just got a horrible idea. You
Do
do
it.
Bird Box as a house. And you put blindfolds on people and you just stand them in a room.
Oh,
I mean,
And it's just a circle that they go
I
in
mean, Terramine was
until somebody
almost
opens
like
the
that.
door and lets you out, and that's it.
You had a flashlight, it didn't work half of the time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That
Well, I mean, if
that's-
you could do
was
that,
still
I mean, that
awesome.
would mess people's senses.
They bring
If you covered their
Terramites back.
face.
I would love if they
Updated.
brought Terramine's back
Because,
in
like-
2.0.
Because every so often going through Terramines, like the light would work, but once you hit a certain
It
spot,
would just stop.
the light would like either turn off or it would flicker or it would like dim in and out or something like that. Yeah.
They did that for Psycho too. Not Psycho, sorry. Oh man, it's that
Psychopath. Is mine another
People
one?
Under the Stairs.
Yes.
Oh.
That was
Okay.
creepy.
They did
But-
the same concept for
A
that.
house that scared the hell out of me in 2006 was Psychopath. Was it The Return of Norman
The
Bates?
Mind of Norman Bates or Return?
Nine.
Oh, Through the Mind of Norman Bates. That was in 06. That was my first year going to Horror Nights. And that was back when I didn't really know anything about it other than it was just a Halloween event that Universal did every year. And that house scared the living out of me. It was crazy. And I'm like, no, I don't want to go back for 07, but 08, they have a Rednecks versus Alien house and they have a Wizard of Oz scare zone. I'm going to come back for this
Yeah,
year.
I remember that.
Bloody
I remember
Mary,
that.
baby.
Awesome. Those were good. I like those. So here's my next question. This is a fun one. Why do you think the fandom has reached the point where it's at with Universal? Like, you've got your hardcore fans that will, like, blue in the face argue why this icon or this house is better.
Yeah.
And they're always convinced that they know what's coming the next year. Why do you think, like, fans have become that rabid with Universal?
I think just the way they do it each year and the way they've built it up until now. I think a lot of the diehard fans, they first off, I think they love the original houses. Not that they don't dislike the IP or the intellectual property houses, but I think they love when Universal Horror Nights comes up with original ideas, something you've never seen before, whether and they love the backstory behind it, and that was the case with me. I loved how we'll go with Julian Browning and the Usher. His backstory to create that house is just a really like mind blowing backstory. So I think that's maybe one aspect of why fans love it as much as they do. Just the way they come up and develop the stories, and they just build on it and build on it.
Yeah, I think it's just also like throughout the years because like I will see people constantly at the event like working at like a little bit wearing like their I Survived Horror Nights or like Friday Night like 97
Yeah.
shirts
Yeah.
like their OG shirts and I'm like I honestly like again, it's the stories and stuff, and like how like they'll piggyback off certain years, and like they'll connect like this year's connected to this year in some way, but also like it's the advancements too they've made probably as well, like adding more houses or more shows, or like the advancements in Scarezones.
Oh, the scenic.
Scenic as well.
Oh,
yeah, like if you looked at a house from recent year or from the first year.
Mm-hmm.
Guaranteed you'd see a difference.
And also, if you're a fan of a certain movie or a TV show,
again, that
or
your IPs,
or they did the Resident Evil video game, and you're a big fan. You're a big fan of something,
again,
and you go and you see that detail. You're living your favorite movie. You're living your favorite TV show.
I remember walking through Resident Evil. And like I love those games, and going through and I see Nemesis up there,
with his Gatling gun,
and I was like, "Yo, Nemesis!" He like pointed at me, and I was like, "Oh my god, Nemesis!" And, like it's cool. It's that kind of stuff that keeps people coming back, and like it's just again you have your big fandom people who are like they live there every year, and like they just will discuss the lore. They'll like argue about the lore. As she said,
"Oh yeah,
tooth
and nail, man."
Oh yeah,
get vicious
people
with it.
People like no, Halloween Horror Nights is the best event. Everything else sucks.
But it's cool. They're really cool sometimes because like I'll be working one night in the street. Hell yeah, and it was a night of I think it was one of the added nights. Like it wasn't as busy. And a couple of diehards were coming through, and they got in front of me. I was an undead guy this year, so I was kind of like standing my ground. And they're like, "Hey man, we want you to know like we love what you do. You're doing such a great job. Like we've come in for years. They're like, thank you so much, dude." And I'm just like,
I used to roll with a group of people who
posse
who would know some of the characters, and we would towards the end of the run because we love the event, we love all the characters, and we ended up being good friends with some of the characters. We go through the houses, and if they were allowed to, we would like give them little treats, give them like little lollipops here and there, and they would like take the treat from us, like yay. But I think that's just a thing that I think these characters know that the diehard fans or the fans who love the event so much, they know that they appreciate all the work and dedication they put into making the event so great. I think that's what also keeps driving the
and what Tim and I, from our point of view, is from when we have an orientation, like our show directors and stuff will be saying like we're like the lifeblood of the event, and I think that also kind of maybe contributes to people's crave for it and like over the years. Because like the effort that we put out, they want it. Like if we're gonna be lackluster at it, no one's gonna want to come and do it.
And you guys are out there for long hours too.
45 minutes, 45 on, 45 off,
45, but still, you're doing that the entire run.
Yeah.
And some people don't realize that takes up your life for a
we
couple
don't have
months. You don't get to go enjoy different haunts.
And like just the way the schedule is, like by the time I get home, we'll still be awake. Because you've been doing it, and then
your adrenaline's
eventually
going.
You fall asleep. It's like 4 or 5 in the morning, and then you wake up, and by the time you wake up, you got to get ready to go out.
And
again.
then same thing with the on the artists, and some of us have to close out the night with them because some nights they close at 1, some nights they close at 2,
right?
And on our nights when we close at 2, they'll start coming back to us around 12:30, 1 o'clock, 1:30 is the last group of people that come in, so they get to leave. We have to we clock out at 2:30 in the morning, and so we got to close on everything. We got to get everybody out of makeup, whether it's handing them a wipe or helping get their prosthetics off, and then we have to pack up all of our stuff and put it away in our storage, and then we have to make sure everything's all good and then sign out and everything. But it's late night closings.
Yeah.
Timmy, you good over there, Timmy?
You got it on the nail there. The life event of this event basically is the icon. And being a character, it's a different ball field of being a guest because you don't see the other side of what's going on backstage.
Yeah.
There's a lot of mental issues that go around.
Ooh, yeah.
A lot of stuff that goes into your body most of the time.
And that's another thing, piggybacking on what he's saying, the whole mental thing. A lot of the guests don't understand that some of these actors actually have to put their body through hell to do some of these scares and do some of the performances that they have to do. And as we're doing their makeup, they have to sit still for most of it. But if we're working on their arms or whatever, they can talk to us about their problems or whatever, and oh man, that sucks, and kind of get to know them a little bit.
And I've mentioned this, man.
Oh yeah.
It's a therapist.
Yeah, it's
and then you have. I commend the scare actors every year who do the statue scares. I commend that.
They get beat out of them.
If one year if my role is a statue scare, I would be like, oh, this is gonna be an experience for me. Like honestly, I wouldn't be like, ew, I don't want to do it. Like I would want to, see how it is on that side. Because like whenever I go through a house, like a graveyard house or something that involves statues, I'm like, oh my god, I support you so much. Because like they have their trigger, they come out fluid, but then they gotta go. Yeah. Right back to it. I'm like,
they gotta stay so still.
I'm like, oh my god.
And I'm sure they probably get like, I mean, not to say people should do it, but I'm sure people get that reaction. Like
they all
somebody punching or
get beat up.
This year I got punched in the face. It was great.
Oh,
so much fun. By a VIP group person.
Oh.
Wait.
Yes.
The person leading the group or somebody in the group?
It was in the group.
Oh, okay.
I was working VIP scare acting this year inside of La Bamba. It's La Bamba, right?
Yeah.
By Esoteric Game.
Yeah, right.
The families go in there and check in for their tours and get to eat. And I got asked to do it this year. I was like, cool. Air conditioning, hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying no to that in Florida.
And I got to walk around and just mess with people as they eat and stuff. And like I don't blink when I stare at someone, so they hate it. But there was this,
that's
my
crazy.
shift barely started for the day. Like my first set of the day, and this group walking behind this curtain. Some of them see me and they're just like, "Oh my gosh!" I scared this lady. She goes, "Ah, bop," like that.
Oh,
really?
It wasn't like
like
I don't know what I'm doing. It was like Conor McGregor'd up. Like, she had the left shoulder. Oh, she fist up and it went bop right in the face, and I was like, "Ow!" And she goes, "Oh, I'm sorry," and she was laughing and walked away.
Like, no,
really?
that actually hurt. Don't hit me in the face.
She was on a comp tour from Coca-Cola, where she works.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, she got escorted out, trespass, because like it hurt. Like, my jaw was like, it was pretty swollen and stuff.
Don't hit the
but
characters.
She didn't care really. Apparently, she didn't want to be there that night. She was like, I don't want to do anything scary to her tour guides, and they were like, well then,
you know where you're at
right now.
Yeah, you know what this event is, right?
Like, oh my, like that's another thing. A lot of scare actors, they will quit. He knows, quit within like the first week or two. Because either
they can't handle it.
They don't. Oh, the guests.
It's not what they think it's gonna be.
Oh, the guests were yelling at me. Okay, that happens.
Right.
Like whenever you know that from day one, that's gonna happen.
Right.
Like, oh, the guest bumped into me. Maybe it was an accident. You know, like there's some.
And also,
they will quit for reasons. I'm like, just stop.
And also from like what I've heard from different characters telling me is, some of them are like all into it. They're ready to go. So they want to use all of their energy
at the first run.
Yeah,
don't
do that.
The first week, they want to use all their energy because they want to like impress all their leads. They want to impress everybody. So they use up all their energy in the first week, and then after that, they half-ass the rest of the event.
You will burn out. Don't do it. You got months to use that energy.
Literally, you have months to suck it up and get through.
Yeah.
I can appreciate everything that you guys do, from the makeup standpoint to the scareacting standpoint. The event wouldn't be what it is without any of you guys at all. So thank you.
Thank you.
I think that'll probably do it. I'll wrap this up. So again, thank you guys so much for coming on and chatting with us.
Thank you for having us on.
Thank you.
Yeah, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the fog.
Oh,
next year, and you're going first every house. By the way,
No!
Yes.
No!
You're going
Why?
first.
Get
He's
him in the house
screamer.
It's true. It's really true.
Mike, I go first, Quinn.
I hate you. I hate you all.
Mike, did you want to plug your makeup company?
Oh, sure.
Real quick?
So if you guys want to hit me up for some makeup, it's mjqfx@yahoo.com. From horror makeup for Halloween parties, face paints to birthday parties. We also do weddings. So if you're looking for any makeup like that, it's mjqfx@yahoo.com.
Awesome.
Oh, and check out our podcast too, Table Talk. So we're on iHeartRadio, we're on iTunes, we're on Spotify, we're on Spreaker. And if you want to email the show, email us at table_talk@AOL.com. And we're on Facebook for a group and for a page. We're on Instagram and we're on TikTok. So just follow us on any of the platforms. Listen to the show.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you would, hit that like button, share, and subscribe. And until next time, keep it spooky.